Hi, my name is Rick Lawrence. I'm executive editor of Group Magazine. We've had an idea percolating in our team, our Simply Youth Ministry group team, for a few months now, and we're about to launch it, and I wanted to let you know what it is. It's called our Everyday Youth Ministry line of resources. The idea behind this is really attached to something culturally that's very important to us. Our magazine, our conference, the Simply Youth Ministry Conference, our resources, they're all filtered through with a cultural value that is by youth workers for youth workers. And we're looking for ways to live that even more deeply in what we're doing. And the Everyday Youth Ministry line of resources is going to be a new expression of that cultural value. Let me give you an idea essentially of what we're talking about. We want to start producing a line of resources that are written by youth pastors that you might never see on a stage at a youth ministry conference, but have a treasure box of wisdom to share with other youth pastors about the kinds of things that youth pastors are most desperately in need of getting, ideas that they really are hungry for. Let me give you a few distinctives about what we're looking for in this line of resources. First, we have recognized a change in the way readers read things now, and the way people consume ideas or look for ideas. And so we're going to create a line of books that top out at 10,000 words. Our goal is to create books that can be read in a 90-minute time period, that have a real momentum to them and are full of pragmatic ideas that are driven by the momentum of a vision. So we're going to release these books in two different formats, ebook and in on-demand print. And that means that our intention is to release them fast and to release them in formats that people are reading and in a way that lowers the risk on both sides of that. The flow of these books, we're wanting to be consistent. They'll start out with the momentum of the vision of whatever the topic is that we've chosen, and then they'll flow right into pragmatic ideas. So the structure of the books we envision will be similar, but the topics, of course, will be all over the board. We want them to be sort of infected with this sense of surprising practicality throughout. We also want books that target crucial niches in youth ministry. There's lots of books out there now about how to do youth ministry in kind of the broader umbrella sense. What we're interested in is pursuing the niches of youth ministry that are crucial for people. Things like how do you deal with conflict in ministry, or things like how do you deal with hard kids, specifically in ministry. The kinds of things that you wish you could ask somebody who's more seasoned and more experienced and has kind of been down the road before you. You just wish you could have coffee with them for 90 minutes and pick their brain about something. That's the kind of niches we're interested in going after. We also want to move this author to publishing kind of timeline. We want to put that into warp drive. So our hope, our dream, is that from when the manuscript is finished to when the book is actually published, it'll be just 45 days. So as opposed to a normal publishing process, which could be 6 months or more, is typical. So we want to speed up the process from the generation of the ideas to when it's actually published. Also, we want to consider that this line, this EYM line, is what we call shared risk. And by that we mean we're going to offer a lower advance on royalties for these books, but a higher percentage of royalties for the books. And that way we share the risk so that there's not as much upfront financial risk for us, but there's a higher financial gain for the author potentially down the line if the book works. We're also managing some of that risk by offering the books as ebooks and print on demand. So in sum, we know that the normal publishing process, the people who have ideas like you, hear the word no way more often than you hear yes. And we want to kind of turn that on its ear. We want to be able to say yes way more often. And we're going to do that by producing books that are smaller, more targeted, faster to be published, and have less risk for both of us in putting them out there. Our idea is to really unlock the treasure that everyday youth pastors have but can't get out there because they can't get past the high walls of the typical publishing process. So we want to invite you to submit your ideas, to partner with us, and to hopefully hear yes a lot more often than you hear no. Thanks.